Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and how to make this cute crab cake topper. So this is another part of my Under the Sea series, and if you'd like to see how to make the starfish and the shells you can see here, then check the links in the description. Okay then, let's begin. So firstly, I've got 15 grams of red modelling paste that I've kneaded till pliable, and now I'm going to form it into a oval shape, a bit like a rugby ball, which you can see here. I'm just going to place that there on my board. Okay, so now I'm just going to get my ball tool. I'm just going to mark some little indents where the eyes will go. Now this is quite at the top of the shape because you want the eyes to be like protruding up from the top of the head. And if you distort your shape as you do that, you can just redo the shape before we carry on like that. Okay then. So now I've got two pea-sized balls of red modelling paste, which I'm now going to flatten so one end is slightly thinner than the other, as you can see here. I'm just going to add some clear alcohol to the sockets we made, or you could use an edible glue if you prefer. And I'm just going to pop those shapes into the eye holes. So now I've got like the eyelids. So now I'm just using the ball tool just to make some big holes inside those eyelids. I want the eyes to be really big, so once I've made the initial hole, I'm just going to go around in circles just to make the holes bigger and like an even rim around the outside of red modelling paste. So just keep doing that until you're happy with the size of your eyes. As usual, I'll leave a link to everything that I use in this tutorial in the description so you can have a closer look later. And then once you're happy, just place two small balls of white modelling paste into the eye sockets you've just made. I'm not going to push them all the way in because I want the eyes to be a little bit googly. So I'm just going to tap them with my thumb there, and there you can see that they're protruding out a little bit. So now I've got my small ball tool and I'm going to make some holes for the irises inside the white modelling paste. And now I'm going to add some even smaller balls of black modelling paste into the holes we've just made. Just a touch of clear alcohol, and then I'm just going to pop them into position. Again, I'm not going to press too much because I want them to be a little bit googly, but just press them enough so they're flat circles at the same size. So now I'm going to add some highlights to the eyes with some small balls of white modelling paste. You'll see I got one ball a little bit bigger than the other. Here I'm just putting a little bit of clear alcohol to about 1 o'clock in the eyes, and then using the brush to pick up the balls of modelling paste. I'm just going to flatten them with the ball tool. And now I'm going to do the same at about 7 o'clock in the eyes for the smaller balls of white modelling paste. So if you find this tutorial useful, please do give it a thumbs up as it really helps my little channel. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to make his smile, and I've got the open end of a large piping tip to do this. So I'm just going to press this into the modelling paste quite close to the eyes, as you want to be able to see the mouth. If it's too low down, you won't be able to see it. Push that in, and there we go. There's his big smile. And I'm just going to finish this off with my filling stick by just putting some little circles at either end of the smile there. So now I'm going to use my filling stick to mark where the pincers will go. That's like his arms. So I'm just going to push in at a point just by the mouth, and then I'm going to put 3 smaller holes in around from the side, and that will be where his legs will go. So you can see that the pincer one is bigger. So I'm going to do the same on the other side, and we'll try and get them at the same height. So that one's a bit bigger, and then I'm going to go around and do 3 smaller ones next to each other. Okay. Right, so now we're going to make the legs. And you can see I've got 6 small balls of red modelling paste. I'm just going to form that into a tube, and then I'm going to taper it at both ends with my finger, like so. It's just over 1 centimetre long, I'd say. I'm going to form it into that little shape there, that'll flick out for the foot. I'm going to check that for size. I think that's okay. So I'm going to go along and I'm going to make all the others. I'm going to show it a bit closer up so you can see I'm tapering it with my finger, and then I'm going to fold it over like a little S shape for the legs. And so I start with 6 balls of the same size because that means you're going to get same size legs. So now I've done 3 for one side, I'm going to do the other side, so make sure that you make your S the shape the other way, because obviously his legs are going to be for the other side of his body. And there we go. So I'm just going to make the last 2 legs, and then we'll stick them into his body. Okay, so now I'm going to add some clear alcohol into the smaller holes on the side there. And then I'm just going to simply place these legs into the holes. You may need to make the end thinner if it's not going into the hole. There's the second one. And then the third one. And now I've twisted that third one, so I'm just trying to sort that one out. But it's best if I just take it out like I'm doing. And then I can just get it back into that S shape and then pop that into position. Okay. And then you could always shape it with a dry brush if you like. Okay, so then we're going to do the same with the other side. So adding some clear alcohol into the holes we've made. And then I'm just going to pop those legs into position too. So I use the clear alcohol because it evaporates, leaving no marks. But if you prefer, you can use an edible glue. Now we're going to make the arms, and I'm just going to make the holes a little bit bigger because I didn't think they were big enough. And I've got 2 balls of red modelling paste, probably a little bit smaller than a marble, the same size that we use for the eyelids really. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll it in my palm of my hand and then keeping one side free so it gets a little bit thicker. I hope you can see that there. So we're going to do the same with the other one. Again, I work both at the same time so we know we're going to get the same size arms and pinches. So I'm just checking for size and I'm just going to flatten the hand part there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a knife and I'm going to cut just off center. So we've got a smaller pincher on the inside, so a bit like thumbs. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of shaping with my hands there. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Dresden tool just to create some sharp bits in the pincher. So I'm just going to pull back like that and you can see I'm just getting a little jagged edge there. Okay. Alright, so firstly I'm just going to check that I think those arms are long enough. And I think that's actually okay. So I'm just going to make sure that they're the same length and one's just a little bit longer. So I'm just going to trim that. And then I'm just going to make the very top ends pointed so it goes into the hole we made better. Alright, and now I'm just going to pop some clear alcohol into the hole we've just made. And then I'm also going to put a little bit down the side of the arm because that will go on the side of the body and help secure it into position. So I'm just going to pop that into the hole and now you can see I'm just pressing the top part against the side of the body as it goes down to the floor, and then I'm going to move the pincer inwards. And now I'm just using my Dresden tool again just to mark a little crease in where the arm bends so it looks more like a crab. And if you feel like you need to smooth out that crease, you can just use a dry brush just to come over and smooth it all out. Okay, so once that arm's done, you just do the same on the other side. So lastly, you could just shape the legs how you'd like them to be before you leave your crab to dry. Okay, so that is your crab cake topper made. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to check out my other ones. Please comment, like and subscribe for more and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.